Today I'm working in my Florida native wildflower garden, and my real intention with this video was to just show you what Florida native wildflowers are blooming right now, but I have to make my garden look good in order to do that. So it's kind of like a Florida native wildflower garden makeover and what's blooming now all in one video. So let's go look at what it looks like now. So here's the quick before, and it's kind of looking very overgrown. I was out this morning pulling a few weeds along the walkway, but I realized I didn't leave myself space to get in here. And so I might try and add a few stepping stones in here so I can get in there to pull weeds out. And I still have plants to plant in here. And we'll see what happens when I'm done working my magic. Hey, it's a day later. Garden is done. I love it. So let's go get the overview and we'll check in with who's blooming in my Florida native wildflower garden. So here is our after. I was able to put in a walkway, and my gosh, if I keep putting in walkways, I'm gonna lose my whole patio behind me because it keeps stealing stones from it. So let's just go through the walkway. It just winds around and then it intersects perfectly here. And then I could continue on the walkway that goes through that half of the Florida native wildflower garden. But that's not the half we're focusing on. As you can see, there's not very much blooming over there. It's a work in progress. I'm going to put some of the potted plants that I did in the last video in here. The swamp rose is already there. But let's get back over here. Here's what it looks like from this side. And there's that red trash can reminding you to please tap the like button if you're going to enjoy the rest of this video and you've enjoyed what you've watched so far. Okay, let's dive into this garden space and check out the beautiful blooms that are occurring right now. And why not start with the unknown aster, which we think is the smooth aster. And it is finishing up blooming. I am not sure if I deadhead these, if it'll put out new blooms, but I want them all to go to seed because I love this aster. I love the blue-green color of the leaves, and I want more of it. And then my little Tampa Beach verbena is very happy right up front here. It gets a lot of sun in this spot and it's still putting on blooms. On the other side of the walkway, I have some Florida native Lantana depressa, variety depressa, and it is beautifully blooming. Butterflies love these flowers, and it will produce blooms once it starts in the spring. I think it'll just go all the way until it gets cold. And then right beside it here is my Leavenworth tick seed. So pretty, so frilly, blowing in the breeze. Usually you'll see these like in a whole field. I love them. My sweet scents are all blooming. I grew these from seed. I absolutely love them. And I might be growing some for Plant Local. If you've been wanting to get some, don't call them right away. I have to get them going. But, you know, there might be some because it's a really cool plant. And It's a huge pollinator favorite and a wide variety of pollinators. I'll see lots of different looking little guys on these flowers. In my hanging baskets, I have my blue mist flower, blue ageratum. I just chopped them back, but they were blooming, but I deadheaded them, just gave them a good chop. So they'll be putting out new blooms, but I do have one planted down below. And this is a butterfly favorite, but I'll tell you, you'll see more butterfly activity on them if you can get them up high. And they do really well in pots. And it's the potted ones that are in the hanging baskets that I'll see butterflies land on. See, this one needs some cleaning up too. But if you regularly deadhead them, you will regularly get these adorable little fuzzy blue mist flowers. Not quite blooming yet, but almost, you guys. This is Florida native echinacea that I grew from seed. Now, y'all know I have talked about coneflowers and how terrible, not how terrible, what terrible luck I've had with them. Look at these things. They are gorgeous. I grew them from seed. I got the seeds from Joyful Butterfly, and I started them probably back in February, maybe January. So flowers coming soon. That's going to be awesome. And then my absolute favorite Florida native flower that attracts butterflies is the starry rosamweed. I love them. I could just have a garden filled with them. They're also a pollinator favorite. And they grow super tall, but you can trim them down. But again, I like them tall. It really pulls in the butterflies. Right below them, I'm at the garden patch I said we weren't going in, but actually, yes, we are, because look who's blooming, the Stokes aster. So these guys here, where they are in my flower bed, they get morning sun and late afternoon sun, but the midday when it's super hot, they get some shade, and I water them frequently, and they are very happy here. The blooms are quite striking, and look at all the flower heads that are on these. They're about half as tall as the starry rosamweed. So they really make a good one to plant like in front of. Like I have these guys. And then look at that plant there, all about to open and flower. It's going to be so pretty. Stokes aster and starry rosamweed. Great combination for wildflower garden. I also have starry rosamweed on this side. They're not quite as tall. These are newer plants that I just planted over here this year. And the ones that are over there are in their, is it second year, maybe third year? I think it's their third year. So they've got a more mature root base, and therefore they have a much taller and more mature appearance. And these guys are easy to grow from seed. You can collect the seeds from your own flowers when they're ready, and you've got to wait till they're ready. If you collect them too soon, they won't germinate. That one there and the one behind it, and then there's another one back there, I grew from seed and planted this year. Now, somebody told me they won't bloom their first year. So we'll see. I'll be able to let you know if that was the case in my garden after we get through a few more months and I can watch and see what these guys are doing. But next year, they'll probably look like these ones. And you know we've got to mention the tropical sage. Always blooming, unless it's 20 degrees. Then they die back, but they come back, and they're gorgeous. You know, when you look overall, you think, oh, I don't see a lot of flowers, but there really is a nice, decent number of blooms in here. So let's walk through a little bit. And my giant ironweed is about to bloom. I also have a narrowleaf ironweed that is super close to blooming. Okay, coming around the bend, down here is a little black-eyed Susan. These will come up everywhere once you have them, but they're gorgeous. I love them. This is a little one, but I have big pots of them. And then all of a sudden they'll die back and disappear. And then next year they'll be back again. And right here is my southern bee blossom. Teeny tiny little flowers. Little pollinators love them. It's a really interesting plant. Now I chop mine because they can get really tall, and so you can see I chopped mine like right about here, and then it split out, and so it's more frilly. I have another one over here. Let me show you. This one right here I chopped way down when it was first growing in. They drop seed, so I have a lot more of them this year than I did last year. I might actually be bringing some of these to Plant Local also. They're also known as Gara, Southern Bee Blossom. Now for penstemons, this is my white beard tongue, and it bloomed first. You can see a remnant of a bloom. It's finishing up blooming now, but if we back up a little, back behind it, I have the many flowered beard tongue. And so this one has recently started blooming. It's beautiful. And then behind it, I have the pink beard tongue, which is shorter, and the flowers are a little bit different. They have a little like pinky, it's kind of pinky purpley coloring to them. So this is pink beard tongue, many flowered beard tongue, and then my white beard tongue bloomed earlier, and it's going to seed. Back here I also have the red variety of the tropical sage. It also comes in white too. I just don't know if any of it is in this garden section, but I do have white as well. And my little water hyssop, the copomoneri, tiny flowers, usually always blooming during like spring through summer through fall. A super important Florida native is scorpion's tail. Tiny little white flowers, but oh boy, does this provide a food source to so many little pollinators, including tiny butterflies. I find hair streaks on here, the little blues like Serenus blue, Cassius blue, marine blue. So you only need one though, because you'll have a lot of it if you have one. But I would not have it because it provides such a good resource for so many pollinators. And then here on the outside edge corner, I have a pot of river oats. They're a wetland loving plant, so they're in a wetland pot, and they are getting their little oats. I don't know if you call this flowering, but You can just see why they're called river oats. I just think they're so pretty. I think that covers everything that's blooming in this garden, but I have a couple of other blooms coming along. I just want to show them to you real quick. You can't see too many flowers, right? These are not native. They're, well, usually annuals, but in this case, they can be here year round in Florida. These are my little moss verbenas that I grew from seed. Got 2 hanging baskets of them. They seem very happy here. I just wanted to let you know I went ahead and potted them and did them as hanging baskets. Here's another sweet scent plant. I'm just walking by. Look at all the little flying guys, little pollinators. They just love it. Just thought I'd share that with you. Over here in my mixed nectar garden, there's a plant that has been in here, was in here last year, hidden away, got overgrown. Remember the snow squirtum that was here on the corner and just kind of took over? Well, I just saw that it has blooms on it. This is a I can't ever say this, crocosmia, and it has these big leaves. But look at this. This is fabulousness. I cannot wait to see it bloom. It's going to be spectacular. I love that it decided to just stick right out here, so I couldn't miss it. Lots of little flowers in here, but I wanted to show you, since deadheading my heliotropes, they're all blooming again. I just set the pots down in here. You can't even tell they're in pots. There's so many potted plants in here. That way I can change them out if they decide to stop blooming. And then we just got to look. Y'all, we just have to. I mean, look. It's huge. I'll put my hand up there so you can see how big it is. Scarlet hibiscus. And remember those Asiatic lilies that I bought as bulbs? Well, they're doing stuff. They're getting ready. So more flowers coming soon. I'm excited to see what they look like and to see if any butterflies are interested in them. Look at this little bee in here digging around in the passiflora incense flowers. Always so many little types of bees and other little flying insects just hanging out in my garden. There's lots of polydamas swallowtails out today. I've seen monarchs, gulf fritillaries, zebra longwings. I finally got some monarch eggs on some of my milkweeds. There's a little gulf fritillary down there laying eggs on that little sprig of passiflora incense coming up. Some zebra longwings. Now I just want to take you in and update you on just a couple caterpillars. We did a big look at the caterpillars at the end of the last video, so if you missed that, go check that out. See all the black-eyed Susans back in here? I didn't plant any of them there. They've just come up from seed. I love it. They're beautiful. Just all coming up here and there, growing amongst and in through some of my tropical plants. A little gulf fritillary. I have got polydama swallowtail caterpillar eggs and little baby caterpillars all over this garden. They're everywhere. They're adorable. I need more pipe vine. Oh my gosh. Look how cute they are. I just want to take them all in, you guys. But you know what? Every day I come out and check them. And they're still here. But when they get a little bigger, I'll start moving a few in. Oh my gosh. Look at here. I'll start moving a few into the enclosure. Look at them all. Oh my gosh. I love these guys right here. Absolutely adorable. They're on this pipe vine here too. Look at them. Okay, I do want to show you my zebra swallowtail. The big caterpillar is already preparing to pupate. It's so fast. And then the other little one just molted again. It's at that little yellow and black stripe. I'm going to show you them. One of my spicefish swallowtails has pupated, and the other one is close. I have another tiny baby one I found. And all of the giants are just doing great. They're out in the enclosure. Actually, there's a few I have in here too that I brought in because they're little. Here we are in the spice bush. I think the green guy's in here. Yes. Woo! So cute. Once this one pupates, then I'll take this plant out to regrow. I'll bring another one in and I'll put the little one I have in the incubator on the new plant. And then this guy, wherever he pupated, he didn't have a strong hold because I found him at the bottom of the enclosure. So right now he's on this paper towel that leads up to the side of the enclosure, and he'll come out of the top up there and just be able to climb right up and dry his wings. Okay, here's little booger, little zebra swallowtail, caterpillar. And then here's the big guy. You can see the little silk threads he used to attach himself to the leaf. He's wiggling around a little bit. A little miracle is about to occur. This is the other zebra swallowtail on the host plant pawpaw. I believe this is a small flowered pawpaw tree in a pot. And then these are my little guys that their eggs were on the wire, remember? They've already eaten pretty much all of the plant that was there. And then I have this little potted one. You can see they ate all of, so I'm gonna have to go find some more. And here's one of my baby giant swallowtails on wild lime stem cuttings. They're kind of droopy because I just brought them in. I just transferred them. These are the little stems they were on. I just laid them in here so that they could climb on to the bigger plant, which they have done. They're all on board. There's another one up here. So cute. And over here on my desk is my little incubator. And right now the only guy in here is my other little spice bush. And you can see he's considerably smaller than the other guys. So he'll get a big plant soon enough. Meanwhile, he's nice and safe in here. Okay, y'all. I hope you enjoyed spending a little time in my backyard butterfly garden, seeing some blooming Florida native plants and a couple non-natives. Just so you can get an idea what they look like, what they do, maybe be inspired to add some of these to your garden. Because, oh man, we need all the native plants back out in the world as we can get to keep the pollinators going, because the pollinators, they feed everyone, you guys. So super important. Okay, end of the video club. All right, this one's a funny one. Are you ready? Are you ready? Post an emoji that is a representative of you as a child. What you acted like. Will it be a little angel with the halo emoji? Will it be the little devilish purple emoji? Will it be the geeky, kind of nerdy with the glasses emoji? Or some other one, a sporty one maybe? I cannot wait to see what you post. And I will see you in my next video. Say hi to me in the comments, tap the like button, join the Milkweed crew, my channel membership. And if you're not a subscriber, now's the time. All right, bye.